Hello, and welcome to this week's Meaningful Minute. Today is January 1st, 2021, and I'm kind of embarrassed because a year ago I was so excited about 2020 and it was going to be God's showing himself and a good 2020 vision, and what we got instead was a pandemic and forest fires and all the restrictions and a vitriolic election. And my clients have been just full of anxiety and hopelessness and despair and depression. And so it has been a tough year. We know that. Something that helps me, I thought I would pass along to you, is to look for God winks. Now, what is a God wink? Well, a God wink is when something happens and you can kind of see God's fingerprints, and it might be a coincidence, but if you have eyes to see, you can see that God's involved. I prefer to call it a God sighting, and I look for God sightings all the time. I wanted to share a couple that have happened just in the last 24 hours. This morning I had my cup of coffee and it was about half done, and it was getting cold, so I went downstairs and put it in the microwave. I was just going to heat it up for 30 seconds. Then I was going to run upstairs and do something. But I didn't go upstairs. I just kind of stood at the sink and looked out the window. And then I looked at the microwave, and there were 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the microwave to heat up this coffee. And it would have been a minor disaster if I hadn't have stopped it in time. So that was a thank you, God, for something that didn't happen. And then something that did happen. I was at my friend's house last night, and we were looking at her new refrigerator, and it's top of the line. Well, the way this happened was her old refrigerator gave out, and so she found one online for $930. It would be adequate, but she was talking to the lady in the store on the phone. The lady said, it's Black Friday, and we've got an upgrade for you at the same price. Do you want it? She said, yes, I'll take it. So when they delivered it, it was so big they could hardly get it in the door. And it's got all the bells and whistles. So last night we looked up how much this would actually cost online, and $3,800. And she got it for $930. That's a God sighting. These clerical errors that God uses to bless us. It's so fun. So this week, look for God sightings, look for God winks, and write them down. And writing them down really solidifies it. And then you can go back and look at it later. And this will really encourage you. It'll give you more hope. It'll lift depression. So do it. Have a great week.